anything else they'd like to share on the future of Social Security before we close.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Right now, I'm 52 years old. I've been working since I was like 18 years old. For anybody to say there's going to be some kind of gambling going on with my future right now, I think that's ridiculous because I already gave you the best years of my life. Like, I'm not going to be running, I'm not running around no more. I'm not the spring chicken. I can't do the things that I once did before. But I shouldn't have to pay for it because somebody's messing up with the money someplace else. Hell, if I would have thought about it back then, I would have been in corrections where I should have supposed to have been. I would have stayed in hospital police with the public in Kings County. But private was paying more. So I got out of the hospital police. I went to St. Mary's Hospital, and overnight, Giuliani turned my job not into police officer, but into security officer.
Right.
So all those things that I should have had is gone. I got my 20 years vested in 1199. Here's the problem. With my pension from 1199 and with Social Security, I figured in New York I can't make it. But if I go to Maryland or another state where the prices is lower, I can survive off my pension. But like I said, for right now, nobody should gamble with what I did in the past. As I went out there, the things that I've put up with, the struggles I've had, that is, you can't put a price on that. And for somebody to try to gamble it away, somebody to flip the coin and just keep raising the age from 62 to 67, and then what happens when you find out you could live a little bit longer than that? I don't care if you give me immortality. The problem is, I still got the aches, I got the pains. I can't do what I used to. Feet hurt, slow down, heart don't beat the same way. I earned my stuff. I earned mine.
That's true. And you know what's the funny thing, right? After doing the research, I realized that right now the national age of retirement is 67, and they're considering raising it to 69. And if you look at the lifespan of African Americans, we won't live. Some of us may not live that long to reach the age of retirement, especially men. And then what's going to happen? We paid into the system, and then we don't get to see the benefits. So that's some of the issues.
And that's a good issue, but like I said, the bottom line is I am no longer capable of doing what I once did.
Yeah, definitely.
I cannot go out there in that job market right now and compete with those 20-year-olds. And those 20-year-olds will never receive that pay that I was receiving then because it's so great. You see, the people going into the job market right now is not going to be able to save because the same job that they doing right now for $7.50, I was getting $20 an hour for it. And now, how are you going to save on that little bit of money to even provide a future for yourself, to even open up a 401k, or to even put something on the side and say, well, this is for later on when you're living from paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. The only ones who's really benefiting from it, you got 1,800 people taking taxes out of your check.
That's true.
So when I get to that 67, somebody got to put a check in my hand.
That's right.
Do not discard me.
That's right.
I got maybe 13 more years ago. Don't discard me. I gave my best.
You have 20 years in 1199.
I'm fully vested in 1199.
So you have how many more years? Because you're with the private company now.
Right.
And then you'll get two pensions. I'll
get the pension with St. Vincent Hospital 1199, and then I'm probably looking at Social Security. Right.
When you get 62. So you got 10 more years to get that.
Right now, I look at my thing on the paper that they send me. They telling me I'll get something like about $1,100 a month. That's not going to pay for much. But if I put the 1,100 with whatever I'm getting from 1199, I believe if I went to another state, like a Maryland or somewhere, somewhere that's cheaper, I might be able to be comfortable. But comfortable is not happy.
So the bottom line is that if we in our mid and early 20s don't take a stand to do something now to change what's going to happen when we're eventually 72 and eligible for Social Security, then we will be practically homeless and hungry, possibly.
No, please, you're making me kill myself.
No, if you think about it, and you consider inflation, and you consider all these other economical things, it's very likely that we can be paying into this system, and if they do successfully raise the age to 72, and at $1,100 in 2010 is not enough to live off on a month in New York City. At 72, when we're 72, and the price of living rises, we'll almost be not able to do anything.
You know what's so funny, right? I was just thinking, right? How is the government even considering a pay-go system, right? Which is similar to a Ponzi scheme. You send somebody like somebody like Bernie Madoff,
right,
you know, to jail for, you know, coming up with a Ponzi scheme. But then you have the government that wants to legalize a Ponzi scheme with the pay-go system, because you're taking money from the late investors to pay off early investors. So it's the same thing. So they're trying to run a scam with our Social Security money, and I think that that's kind of unfair. But, you know, with that being said, I would like to thank everybody for their time, you know, for giving, you know, sharing their thoughts on, you know, the future of Social Security, because the time for us to think about it is now. I'd like to thank Professor Fonseca as well for stopping by, my classmates from our PA 205 class, because we are the future. We are the future generation. And I'd like to thank you and have a nice night.